Have you ever stopped and wondered how much money you're literally throwing away every time you buy brand new lumber for a project, when there's free or ultra-cheap wood sitting all around you? Think about it for a second. Every year, millions of Americans spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on fresh lumber for DIY furniture, home upgrades, or side hustle woodworking projects. Meanwhile, perfectly usable wood is being discarded every single day. In construction sites, behind retail stores, in old furniture, even in your neighbor's garage. So here's the real question. What if the difference between a hobby that drains your wallet and a profitable woodworking side hustle isn't your skill level, but the type of wood you choose to use? Because today we're breaking down exactly how much money you can save by using upcycled wood instead of fresh lumber. And more importantly, how this one shift can completely change your financial results over time. And I'll warn you now, the numbers might surprise you. Let's start with the obvious. Fresh lumber is expensive, and it's getting more expensive every year. If you've walked into a Home Depot or Lowe's recently, you've probably felt it. A single sheet of quality plywood can cost anywhere from $50 to over $100. Hardwood boards? Even worse. Oak, walnut, maple, these can easily run you $8 to $15 per board foot. Now imagine building something simple, like a coffee table. Between the legs, frame, and top, you could easily spend $120 to $250 just on materials alone. And that's before tools, finishes, or mistakes. Now here's where things get interesting. That exact same project, using upcycled wood, could cost you close to zero. Let me say that again, zero. Because upcycled wood isn't just cheap wood. It's wood that already exists, that someone else is throwing away, selling for a fraction of the price, or simply doesn't value anymore. We're talking about wooden pallets, old furniture, discarded cabinets, construction leftovers, even fence panels. And here's the part most people miss. A lot of this wood is actually higher quality than what you'd buy brand new. Old furniture, for example, was often made decades ago using solid hardwood, something that's becoming more rare and expensive today. That worn-out dresser sitting on the curb, it could be made from solid oak. That broken dining table, maple. That old cabinet, birch plywood. In other words, you're not just saving money, you're sometimes upgrading your materials without paying for it. Now let's put some real numbers behind this. Imagine you build just 2 projects per month, a small table and maybe a shelf or cabinet. Using fresh lumber, you might spend around $200 per project on average. That's $400 a month, or $4,800 a year just on wood. Now switch to upcycled materials. Even if you still spend a little, maybe $20 here and there for screws, cleaning supplies, or the occasional purchase, you could realistically bring that down to about $50 per project or less. That's $100 a month, or $1,200 a year. Which means you've just saved $3,600 annually, without building a single extra project. And that's where things start to get powerful. Because saving money is one thing, but increasing profit margins, that's a completely different game. Let's say you're selling your projects online on Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, or even locally. If you sell that same coffee table for $300, your profit using fresh lumber might only be $100 after materials and costs. But using upcycled wood, that $100 profit could jump to $250 or more. Same effort, same time, completely different outcome. And this is exactly how many small woodworking businesses quietly outperform others. It's not that they're more talented, it's that they're more resourceful. Now let me tell you a quick story that really puts this into perspective. A guy named Mark started woodworking as a weekend hobby. Nothing fancy, just basic furniture. At first, he was buying all his materials brand new. And like most beginners, he quickly realized something frustrating. He was barely breaking even. He'd spend $150 to build something, sell it for $200. And after time and effort, it just didn't feel worth it. So one day, almost by accident, he picked up a few wooden pallets behind a local warehouse. He cleaned them up, broke them down, and used the wood to build a rustic coffee table. That table sold for $280. His material cost, practically zero. That one project made him more profit than his last 3 combined. And that's when everything changed. He started sourcing wood differently, checking Facebook Marketplace for free furniture, visiting construction sites with permission, talking to local businesses about their scrap wood. Within 6 months, his costs dropped dramatically, and his profits doubled. Within a year, what started as a hobby turned into a serious side income. And here's the key takeaway from that story. It wasn't about working harder. It was about thinking differently. Because most people approach woodworking like consumers, buying everything new, paying retail prices, and accepting high costs as normal. But the moment you start thinking like an investor, you begin to see waste as opportunity. And that's exactly what upcycled wood is. It's hidden value. Now, before you think this is all upside, let's address something important because there's a reason not everyone is doing this. Upcycled wood comes with trade-offs. It requires a bit more effort. You might need to remove nails, sand surfaces, cut around imperfections, or spend time sourcing materials. It's not as convenient as walking into a store and buying perfectly cut boards. But here's the real question. Would you trade a little extra time for thousands of dollars in savings every year? Because that's the trade-off you're making. And for many people, especially beginners or side hustlers, that trade-off is more than worth it. Now here's where it gets even more interesting, and this is something most people don't realize until they're deep into it. Using upcycled wood doesn't just save you money. It can actually increase the value of your work. And that might sound backwards at first, but think about current market trends. Rustic furniture, reclaimed wood designs, eco-friendly products, these are not just popular. They're premium. People are willing to pay more for items that have character, history, and sustainability behind them. That scratch, that grain variation, that slightly imperfect finish, those aren't flaws anymore, they're features. And when you position your products correctly, you're not just selling furniture, you're selling a story. And in today's market, stories sell. So now you're saving money on materials and potentially charging more for your finished product. That's a rare combination, but we're just getting started. Because in part 2, we're going to break down exactly where to find high-quality upcycled wood, how to identify what's worth taking and what to avoid, and the simple system you can use to turn this into a consistent money-saving or even money-making strategy. And trust me, some of the best sources of free wood are hiding in places you'd never expect. Now here's where things really start to get practical. Because knowing that upcycled wood can save you thousands is one thing, but actually finding good, usable wood consistently, that's where most people either win or give up too early. So let's talk about where the real opportunities are hiding. The first place and one of the most overlooked is right behind retail stores and warehouses. Many businesses receive shipments on wooden pallets every single week. And once those pallets are used, they often just sit there, waiting to be thrown away. Some companies even pay to have them removed. Which means if you simply ask, you can often take them for free. But here's the key, you don't just grab any pallet. You look for heat-treated pallets marked with HT, which means they're safe to use. You avoid chemically treated ones and you focus on pallets with solid, thick boards. Because not all pallets are equal, but the right ones can give you surprisingly strong, usable wood for furniture, shelving, and decor. Next, we have something even more valuable: old furniture. This is where the real gold is hiding. People throw away dressers, tables, chairs, cabinets. Not because the wood is bad, but because the item itself is outdated, scratched, or broken. But underneath that worn surface is often solid hardwood that would cost a fortune if you bought it new. And here's what's crazy, many people will actually pay to have it removed. Which means you can show up, take it for free, and walk away with $100 to $300 worth of wood in a single pickup. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and local community groups are full of listings like this. Search terms like free furniture, curb alert, or moving sale, and you'll start to see just how much material is being given away every day. Now imagine this. Instead of spending $200 on wood for your next project, you spend 30 minutes picking up a free dresser, break it down, and build something even better. That's not just saving money, that's completely changing the economics of your work. Then there are construction sites. Now, this one requires a bit more awareness and respect, but it can be incredibly valuable. Builders often have scrap wood left over from projects' cut-offs, unused boards, or pieces that are too small for their needs, but perfect for yours. If you approach politely and ask, you'd be surprised how often they'll say yes. Because again, for them, it's waste. For you, it's material. And this is the pattern you should start noticing everywhere. What others see as waste, you begin to see as opportunity. Now let's talk about something important, because not all reclaimed wood is worth your time. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is grabbing everything they can find. Warped boards, rotted wood, heavily damaged pieces, thinking they'll figure it out later. But smart builders don't just collect wood, they filter it. You want wood that is structurally sound, relatively straight, and free from deep cracks or rot. A few imperfections are fine, in fact. They add character, but the core strength of the wood matters. Because remember, your goal isn't just to save money, it's to create something valuable. Now here's a simple system you can use moving forward. Think of it as the 3-level wood strategy. Level 1 is free sources pallets, discarded furniture, curb finds. This is your highest profit zone because your material cost is 0. Level 2 is low-cost sources, thrift stores, garage sales, liquidation auctions. Here, you might spend $10 to $30 for something that gives you far more value in return. Level 3 is selective buying. This is where you still purchase certain materials new when needed. Maybe specific hardware, specialty wood, or pieces that require precision. This balanced approach allows you to maximize savings without limiting your creativity or quality. And this is exactly how experienced woodworkers think. They don't rely on just one source, they build a system. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about woodworking. This is about a mindset shift that applies to almost every area of personal finance. Most people are trained to buy new phone, new furniture, new materials. But wealthy, financially smart individuals often do the opposite. They look for value where others aren't looking. They buy underpriced assets. They repurpose, reuse, and maximize what already exists. And that's exactly what you're doing when you use upcycled wood. You're stepping out of the consumer mindset and into the investor mindset. Now imagine applying this same thinking beyond woodworking. What else are you overpaying for? What else could you source differently? What other hidden assets are sitting right in front of you, waiting to be used? Because once you start seeing the world this way, it's hard to go back. Now before we wrap up, let's bring everything together with one simple truth. Using upcycled wood isn't just about saving a few dollars here and there. It's about transforming your entire cost structure. It's about turning a $200 project into a $20 project. A $100 profit into a $250 profit. A struggling hobby into a real income stream. And the best part? You don't need special skills to start. You don't need expensive tools. You don't even need a big workshop. You just need awareness and the willingness to think differently than most people. So here's my challenge to you. Before your next woodworking project, don't go to the store right away. Spend 1 hour looking for upcycled wood. Check Facebook Marketplace. Drive around your neighborhood. Look for discarded furniture. Ask a local business. Just 1 hour. Because that 1 hour could save you $50, $100, maybe even $200. And once you see that first result, you'll never look at trash the same way again. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to and join a community that's focused on smarter money decisions, practical financial strategies, and building real wealth without overcomplicating the process. Because at the end of the day, financial freedom isn't just about making more money. It's about keeping more of what you already earn. And sometimes, that starts with something as simple as the wood you choose to use.